So when you are a senior government official, you are supposed to know.
Honorable, from where you sit, of course, the full glare of our security services, Nasan Crofono, and Yabiano, minority in parliament, Mubetu Obususana, and Adana Mobile Afasan Crofono.
Well, so we have had times that the security forces, especially during the period we are having currency crisis, that the security forces are closing up on those individuals. There have been occasions that we have experienced that. There are also times that the government has actually taken stern measures. And if these black market activities are done in the closet, you see them hiding to do it. They are not doing it legally. And in fact, Ghana is even too liberalized. And I think that we should be doing something about it, because the more we are able to control that, the more we can improve our Ghanaian city, the standard of our Ghanaian city. So Ghana, the president, the finance ministry, respective agencies must take this thing on board. And I agree with you that we all have responsibility. But those acts are illegal. The law does not affect that. If you want to change dollars or sell dollars, you must go for authorization from the Bank of Ghana.
So, finally, before I let you go, what is the final stance of the minority in Parliament in terms of punitive action emanating from the presidency to the committer of the offense?
Yeah, so we are asking that, we are appealing to the president. It's not that we are demanding, because the president has committed sin himself to do sin. That Mr. Senigamfi should be suspended, pending process investigation, because clearly on the face of his prima facie, he has committed an illegality. That is one. Two, we demand that Mr. President, a full-scale investigation should be conducted into the source of the dollar. Where did he get the dollar from? Because, mind you, Parliament granted, the finance minister recommended for, finance committee recommended for approval $279 million for as a revolving fund for the gold bond. Maybe this one is coming from that. We don't know. If it's coming from that, it raises serious issue of impropriety. We have to know. That investigation will help us know. And lastly, we think that, as a matter of, agency, the president should, also then again, how public officers are even allowed to hold dollars in circulation. The president has to make a directive and apology to the good people of Ghana, failing which the minority will then advise itself on the next course of action, including parliamentary tools available, including legal tools available at our disposal to ensure that the right thing is done.
Wow, so thank you so much. But finally, before I let you go, I want to find out from you, is the minority happy about the invitation that has been extended to Sami Gyamfi by Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff?
Invitation is just normal activity. They are inviting him. We don't even see there was a need for invitation. The president should have communicated, because he has made it clearly that if you are found on the wrong side of it, you are going to be fired. The president has admitted that he has committed a mistake. So what is the invitation for? To come and justify why he did that? So we don't see the invitation to be anything. We want definite, concrete, and in fact, cogent actions, much more than an invitation.
But he's rendered an apology. You not accept his apology?
Well, if that's the case, anyone who commits crime and apologize, the Ghanaian people should let them go. I do believe he should apologize. They should let him go. Right? Any armed robber on the street needs to apologize. They should let him go. Crime is a crime. An offense is an offense. If you break it, apology is not a substitute.
You don't think that he should be pardoned?
As a friend, I would think he should be pardoned. But as a country, we are running a democracy and we are living the rule of law and we want discipline and propriety. Pardon is not a solution.
All right, so thank you so much for speaking to us. But finally, the city is performing well against the US dollar. From where you sit as a member of the Finance Committee, what do you think are the contributory factors to that effect?
Yeah, I think that recently the dollar has started gaining his ground, because there is now an trade agreement between the China and the USA. Right. We told them that it is because of the trade war between China and USA that is affecting the dollar, and the dollar is depreciating against major currency. They said no, it is their policy. I think that the major contributing factor is the weakening position of the United States dollar in terms of its trading relationship with other countries on the back of the tariff war. We have explained that. We also admit that the gold reserve health is kind of a shock absorber, but if the shock is more than the gold can absorb, the gold reserve can absorb, it will lead to a depreciation of the cedi. That was another reason. The government is not making any payment. The moment the government starts servicing his loan obligation, the government starts paying for contracts, the dollar, there will be pressure on the cedi because we will now be demanding more dollar. And, they are going to be changing and exporting it. So these are the reasons why the dollar is currently suffering against the cedi. But from today onwards, let's see how it goes because it's likely to pick up from today going because there's a trade agreement on the US and China.
All right, so thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon on Sompa 106.5 FM. Market Chepa for God and Country Jumedi. I don't want to go so I would so eti. Nakaisa Jumedi. Aya Jumekobi or no maso asena yede ebrewo. And you know, ebrebemwa. Say Jumekona one so asia. And ne yere for God and Country Jumedi no ebremono. Madon edi. But yani enim PSC. One a key member of the National Democratic Congress NDC communication team member and Uko a Bosta. He's the head of communications. Yanyano Humanoswa Yenano Ebabedi and Komo. Honorable Edewe, Sompa 106.5 FM for God and Country. Yamakwa Baba Juedizo. Hey, now Ubasra back when who you have been about review.
And they almost from your number.
To produce a bright young friend.
And now, Oko, baby, those here with the message.
Over the weekend, Nkomo Ebetoja Ewo Ghana ha. Efa Wankasa, communication director for the NDC, Uras Samijan Fee. Amount for to na basre de sra yina atuegu baby and as I see many a member of parliament Edin Komo and he speaks for the minority Edin Komo Sisiaro asamoa walker the say honorable Sami Jemfi the oye you know and because minority no womo aye omo press conference and honorable Kabiru Tia ono ye finance committee member in parliament yede didn't come on the Kabeyanka president and suspend the Ura Sabi Jemfi asabi beto dwaro within the NDC no sana muhuno
yo mi na mama na wase ewe na memfa ntie mu ede nwa watiefo so no studio nia mesre me say o say mpenfo say anobrebre ama abato very unfortunate say maybe sir etsi na name justify ni see no because some fan on about one thing at the patrol a judgment his discretion to onya yan can see but the no crowd and changa minia the wouldn't more like some agency here and can you see no said you right opposition senia or ya joy senia or would watch him manipa me am it hey Nyanya Wabi Bray some agency and several other people.
And you know, me answer about to us. And one on your free Sami Jemfi on our dollars moana. And when dollar and more every Sami Jemfi on okay.
Nipa bia ne su and in the bank and the senior 77 people born fire in the corner of us. Bo ma di obey no. Uchu try there. It said they won't mean that. And yet bia na obi atimi ne nyame dia ma na otimi exhibit. Ne ko buy no say you and you got to be brave, but so take on due political advantage. And you want to see any before. Rules so cinema and nona idea which now so because of the former like you the feet now was a fire no idea and then no said the eyes and yeah or they are bought about or free okay it is a many hands I did any message now they just bounce on it trying to use it there. And there is no more advantage because then no party ni be akwa kozie no wo hu ne nan hu be dia obi so a e be mo party na irrelevant na me kasa se ni say very unfortunate nia NDC fu bi no matro again wo hu nia ta fu matro again wo hu dia extent and then there is a and again, you move from an era to another era. Era, you mean era, be a just as I say, never degree. Or in a man, saying. Then answer, you know, no hand, road a course or another. I won't go to the back on Wabo brother. Said, or a fine good thing, yeah, after the Mahama had he said, as a see as a son Ghana, a reset Ghana. Na yepege ofi biaya ni to say corruption ebe order of the day obi ayi because so ye the family dia untimenka nia amount for expected fear the one say expectation was wrong ye be say bit me eti am papa to travel on team and it's not the mama code of conduct e dia ba and then no say chief of staff to fresh inra enia sanigency say on the things that was happening. Indeed, with the man of the Tumbi, na yeah the chopper Magana and yet in admission say why you should get a chance into one hanger no never what that and say is yeah never course on the men's and Kasana costing and then if it's gonna between over community and near what this can man if you're friend of that won't try any Ghana. We won't be it's 2,000, it is 5,000, and that video that wasn't that clear. But what
okay, so NMPSA, so Okacham said the video no wasn't that clear. Meaning say who ben Samijen Fipa and some way by you know and come up bre and akoso. Sika sing and odima evangelist mama pata do na friend and anagrada.
Can correct the name Sikanano.
Now, umbisa so.
Do me misame, and I said, Canon, a hero. Some are men with feeling them by force, so can't a grand man. Under the way, then to do that a near relevant. Near him, the new Panama. Oh, I don't know yet, and we got to say, oh, my name said it. Or more no credit over the answer of Pundia Abantica. Or more no credit over the answer, said you, or could you be hot? I did matter to be a bribe. Or more no credit say, or PBS, Mamma Gradaho, into honor of the man to influence the woman's judgment. And I said, and over my why a compromise. And you will be a no, you'll be a washer. Now, first, oh, okay. Memo tomorrow, you be some man more catch my name of the management said. Said I mean, for him is a coffee. No, I mean, machine the cow. I mean, she did you then a minute ago, the kind of crown or born nibble or barno, but me need to be confirmed. As a man, his could be a mutual value cruiser. Say, I'm bad as an American. My name now, you bet me, I bet say, that's say, near the other good year then. You could live in the Nipana. Service to. Your Nisika, obiting before strike, a benefit to Omiankasa. It is not benefit to any other person or the Bamano. Or the Bama, Mamia, or even a friend of Gradai. No big giant saying it counts for me. Nancy, as soon as I know, say, near course, no, is the union, I am counsel. But that's the 8 year one to 2 economy and second, yeah, it's our one thing. Now, you may say, who say, this thing can happen to any of us. Anything actually, yeah. Because sometimes you could program for our radio station and media house, and some of the program no shall be share bonten. Then you abodom pema bab abigina watching one. Say what pemwa. Ebi yes, I have na MP2 power. Ye pon program you won. It may hear about power that's happening to us. If there were years, it will be out. We share a lot of fans will be there out. But as a genetic as a henna man can serve it happening. I will be dogging coming from man of us. Yet, you need not consider. You know, I got to there. Near sea, no, and saying, we got to near any door on the head. This is Ghana for Jackson to take me respect to Ghana. Ain't you know, young, moral high grounds, no? It's what we are aiming towards. Say, expectation was so. A little bit be accepted that you ain't going to say, Nanu be a Ikema. I send the Abba into the Amra, no, defend a young poo, defend it. But today, we are having a new conversation, a new narrative. Say, Uniama and from so Jacking. And from some not details of where you did Yambra, but they can say morally. That's what people are calling for. You know, near, you know, as we think, engineers, the best thing to say, near fan honorable, abo, can say, name can them to Wapa, yeah, that they are to amount to you, and no. You are appointed no cause for your demand for one band. That's in suffering. If you are
okay. Any answer of a Jama Crocrado, as a boy, I banner. A idea, Eddie, or how a brand this Yaman Yukunana.
Oh, and yeah, or how can it? Just say NDC don't want to behave like the MTG and into the idea ever. But any idea or how can it that? In the game, this question is there. You know, after far bank, you there. We give you the whole bonus here. You to say, for this Canada mamma, and say, only you know, be mamma. But you don't influence them. So the buyer will be not undue advantage over me, somebody who will be also looking for that same thing. Indeed, from so about when say, if you miss our dinner, I want to know $1 man, $1 as people are interpreting. That is it. Papa Poncho, no, send you car. The mayor, if you are not Cano, you can be beautiful. If you are supposed to speak out of the day, the most to say, oh, dear, this or near dear, this or what it is. Now, there's also bueno. And you near dog, but a year and not of us near there, but and far or how they are getting that.
But, honorable, Unim, one say the dollarization of the Ghanaian economy. Unim say, Emrada Hopa. And sana, ube cra dollar, cra ewo Ghana ha. Baby, I was here who baby a dollar no unye free. Ena baby, udi buka go di jaro so no. Sim rain na da ho. I don't know if you are aware of those instances.
Minimum use dollar notes so but that of Ghana and maintain.
Sir, because I bring you Bank of Ghana for crab abonting. Because Ghana ha yendi dollar yendi cedi. Until one more mudidra ewo dolem. A man crofo beto niema wo mo aso ye ewo dolem no etiamra. Me gidi pieces an komonote.
Ma ti depend but na make say what they to among this year. $1 no it is nothing to them.
No, but we are speaking Ghana, and that is what the Bank of Ghana says.
So you can say among this warrior and another that you think about pressure a war dollar so amount will be brilliant demand and supply amount in the force. But me can say a to say said you young fat dollar and share me because the no not dollar no on the quiet day. If there was a son out the Kakwe before Marama Opan and Anawa.
Oh, yeah. From the Bank of Ghana.
Exactly so.
No, through the commercial banks, but ultimately, it's coming from the Bank of Ghana.
And our forex bureaus will be my
Yeah, and the forex bureaus.
And the Oman have it. Your one assistance car. If you are not consistent or the crackle to be there, maybe crack going to do any suit. So I can say, and I said, you do. You know, say, you get good, then I can be a walk a year, say, what you be so to scale when you think you are condemned on fight. You look at and you need never do. And there's a moon and Nankin at those. I'm out for the bundle, the gun out of it is a bundle, then bond to the music, catching a beauty, I can't credit them with manipulation. I'm saying, my memory is a car on your fee, run on, $800. $800.
Yeah.
I got uncle.
Yeah, $800.
$800 exactly. If that $800 for money, I'm not going to see it. If you amount $400, look at it. But me, and come with Drupa, and that's what I don't know about the look of the sun. You think I ain't getting who the answer?
Sompa FM.
I said to you, Brandon. Maybe I am from a yabo. If the animal who also now one also say, and me to won't crucify in the against nobody because I didn't son, men and son, no one is animating. Let's see what your market. See, Ghana thing and inflation, or so, but all things are the Ghana. Hello?
Enemy Joe.
Result. Also, the press conference, okay, Ghana, the inflation was already. Okay,
maybe my kind of story, the crowd, or some page. Me who started me who dream it, me who dream it, me who dream it, because if I never say, na debut, ebia one kind of son, ebia 1 year extra, and I will throw the son.
You want again, you must say, what's the power? Ghana, you young inflation under your tenure. Inflation 54%. And then Moody, Akadibwa, Ghana, and then SNP, Ghana, and then Van der Bloomberg. When you say Ghana economy, it's really a requirement. You can't be the crowd, a conversation, a movie harbor. It is about the country. Now, you can get what problems are what they create. And not to the said you and could be more now.
And if you have in common you have in common see. Now, Minister said you're walking.
No, my girl. You know, my what in your own bonnet than only come to a bomb. You power. No, it will not show the city back of Rada.
A one job, $1 back of Rada. Chief of Staff. 2 hours to the Safra, you are Sami Gemfi.
Yeah.
Uji say I should check a CB between from Havana. And I had a better.
Oh, I should check a banana. Said, maintenance friend, maintenance and Emomia, so on a say.
Sompa FM.
Said, what shall love letter can only you? I will give incredibly moving past cinnamon and name, Mukasan and the Adena will be sure love the canoe. It is a bonnet animal was friend, bra. And your first time in India. And that President Mahama in 2016, before 2016, there was around 2014 about. And then Rebecca has only young boy and them. No, bring up $1 million cry.
Are you referring to Vicky Mama?
I can't exactly so. I intend to drink a kettle, one news can book any no be taken bread here. President Mahama to one more. On that, a family bosom friend. Or Rabugapeli, honorable. So that
Mikai. So, but we shouldn't be surprised, as we train betting about.
Oh, you see, I say, that you, President Mahama, when you know about why did that? If you know by the debating, like you know, people buy Now send the cap so now this corruption so now person across the years. Meaning so that one but I will wish make the empire bonne say and ka said you those are before oko agana egu what's restaurant and na opepa unta selling jiro
Merasi
yan compare him agency juma we dimritia you ayanya gold border success is one chop so far.
I think this is another conversation which would have to talk. Yeah, which would have to talk about. But for now, young fan community see that. Bright. I had to suffer in PSC. Why?
Obetini akanani obetini atunofo. Na momse onyi na ndete. Because ne papa ne ejuma suna oye no tuchenia what's it ebabro so kakaya
any ya fa come on see ya fa see
away the water with the baby the bath water with the baby me so that say
o baby ababa babies with sharp tips any piece ba me da was pass o ba djuma die so na bom Dr. Kwapon of CDD or so ababa kasa so sami je vie suspended I know there one more akasa sami je vie suspended there ade a won endorse ye pa eje be ko research team no but before that you know Abochie's voice would have to come on Sompa 106.5 FM yanye so na say e market you apa na and Abochie's voice baby me dey farane de no ada aya mi ankasa be papa Nigel Gazy ne papa 1 week eyi yo na ase wa bra aya mama Pat a dodo na friend agrada hu sami jemfia wodi enigye ene ha ho sepe e de approach ran dollars bi ko pie mu. Now my take is this. Sadie na sami jemfi ye no enkaye. Sadie na sami jemfi ye no enkaye. Because ye nyina ye wo Ghana ha. Ana mpanyimfo free Bank of Ghana e be ka kire en say. Yen try as much as possible not to dollarize the economy. Sedi pa oh now kwa to ade po awa bonten a eni kwan say the dollar e ko to ade wa bonten. Because it's clearly it is against our laws. And carrying dollars on you, it's also a big problem. Because dollar need the uba se san. There were designated places e was so kwa obenya dollars na to. Ko banks na obenya bi ato. Go forex bureaus na obenya bi ato. Ukwato dollar no wo na wudi bedi dwa. Enye Ghana ha e na obetena. E di dollar ni e di dwa wo Ghana ha. No. It is against our laws. But unfortunately in this country, here we are, there are certain hotels I all Ghana ha kwa omudi dollar. There are big hotels in Ghana here. They quote the prices in dollars. But we are asking, say you're paying for one more Ghana hano and you piano. Haven't they seen those acts? I am asking, haven't they seen those acts? Because anya mani nyina no na edo to the bia e ma ye sidi no ahoden no e ba fom ti de sami jemfi ye no he should have known better. He should have known better. He should have known better. Obey you ase. Then you carry dollars in your car. What is supposed to mean, say? A year crab uba yeno, unsabodi na boy yeno, ubon $dollars more. These are questions, and the ordinary Ghanaian team. They are questions, valid questions. So Sami Jemfi Encheye. But I am happy because the chief of staff has taken an action to that effect. What one friend yakase ya someone before the office of the chief of staff to come and explain why. And no a course. I remember during the previous government, in some BCC action is not taken. I'll say it without fear or without favor. But with this particular one, I want to commend the presidency of John Dramani Mahama for taking that action. We remember years back, Vicky Mahama. Bukai say okoka say only there abemu obado onya $1 million per obeko. Then a President Mahama then at the year no. Opamoni fina abemu. So is that same going to happen to Sami Jemfi? Where are you who say only there was $1 a good kemu?
Ona budi ni na mama anaye. Family na mama ni na mama. Honorable.
Honorable.
Who say woman?
Monday. Mommy, yawa.
kura do kurache yare we de so akwa enkoda eno ne ye frɛ no yare ko ankro sa yade ne de ade bia abo nyina no obamodin na de wani kyerɛ endpoint homeopathic clinical ayade a wo mo be sa yade na ma wo empo wo yo ba wo pa wo ye bema untimi enyim wo ba ma menka na sa bema o jinso na maye aso be twem sa bema bi so a ebo ahomache 5 hallelujah emma hallelujah me kan o so mo amote ase o so be kan bema bi yi de ni ama me na me de o sha space for studio ha me kan so yi de ni ama me no mo a was what do you know? Etimi mama ache. But so what's our problems ni nyina? Bomodin na for dying endpoint homeopathic clinic. Ngaka wahra and no bread bubble issues. Any other debilitating disease you can talk about. Remember the name. Endpoint homeopathic clinic. Overseer massage ye and I said when you quenchia and as when you stroke, nothing out here pop physiotherapy services are Pomodina for the endpoint homeopathic clinic from 0244 867068. Another from 027 423 4321. Endpoint homeopathic clinic. Pomodina Shomon Kranha. One more Shell signboard Spinters Road uko Kumasia omo ahinema kokobin eho na obehu ebiom from 0244 867068. Call them again on 027 42 34 321. Nasa shane subio say eye ejubakwo we dia hey womo abo mo ho modern ye papa say womo de eye plaster de aba edwaman so wo hunam baby eye oya semporo muscles ne na mu ya oya oje nwanje a ahomka heat patch ye de abrewo se hunam na ya oya ye de bi ka abremo harum na minim se mo amohwen e wo Facebook no me de atoso e na ekura me ahomka pain relieving heat patch enti baby aya ya bia no o white now the taraso a oban say ohun ebeto won ten say no mo ambo football mo amutu america mo amutanya mo sepu me pacho mo adruani e friend no ahomka pain relieving heat patch me pacho so do wani kire drugstore pharmacy shop bia ade ahunsan bekebe nkankan Green Light Pharmacy, Mosaic Pharmacy, or Accra Origin Chemist, Sterida Pharmacy, Nisi Pharmacy, Repass Ventures, Cape Coast Busey Pharmacy, Cape Coast Pharmacy, Hunsal Pharmacy, Ashanti Alpha Dio, Panacea Pharmacy, Dami Pharma Limited, Takrade, Ebuakwa Pharmacy, Knock Chemist, Nindia Pharmacy, Cabmore Chemist, Medrax Pharmacy, Eastern Gapson Pharmacy, Drogride Pharmacy, Eastern Chemist, Eddie Bebia, Ubako, Ukwa, Ubeja, a pharmacy shop, Bia, Tatashi, Ubiara. For more enquiries, so open Hunsum Etie Padia, say a Humka pain relieving heat patchy, so open Hunsum Petia, kind number of phrases so 05 99 82 297 0599 820 297 and now over phrase 0248 509 003. Again, you can read them on 0536 645 334. Ahomka pain relieving heat patch, yeah. Hey, and Rami Mosipui. My miss Renton because a Manakoe. Yes, I'm a Quaba Bio Basumpa 106.5 FM. And may come and reset him briefly for us to have an engagement. So engagement, yeah. Some panel members, why a crowd. And again, any good for Ebedin Kobo. In fact, say the dollar number from pa. Yeni animal ma, yeni animal member, won't dija. Na still, woman never boy the den tenno. You may be a good for. And again, we'll be walking straight into the Chamber of Commerce to also find out from them. Almost in the amount, yeah. Said the Bayer Jadiforo, ebe mo muniama abafom because this is something yeah sure say FM ebe ye adwuma. But me one thing that shocks me is that this is not the first time we are having that sharp fall for the dollar against our currency. Because I remember somewhere in 2022, that dollar, and at a point in time, it was about 14 cedis to $1, and it dropped to 9 cedis. So we want to ask and say, the economy within our country, Ghana, where we are seeing a sharp fall of the dollar against our currency, the cedi. Yebisa say, is it cosmetic? You bet me sustain ana a crocro de John. Mamima Munia Aqua. Patrick, let's say. Bibi Abochie. Oh, yeah, sure. I don't need them. I don't know. Okay, good. How was your weekend?
It was beautiful.
Very beautiful.
I have a very beautiful weekend.
Yeah, it's true. I know. That's how I know. Come on. Let me seize this opportunity and wish my mom and the opportunity no bad did come on. Mrs. Felicia Abochie. Do our friend Billy. And again, she is also known as Felicia Agbonu.
That's your wife.
Oh, my mom.
Oh, okay.
Also, Masa Saivo now. No.
Abochie
also evil. Also am evil. Man, I mean, sure. Why? I brought you them make Yanko.
Prof. Prof. Yeah, that's it. Mama, I mean, sure. So the Abochie Adomo ye. You didn't know what had the Nabishan. Prof. We had the Mebonito. Who say, oh, panelists now are ready. I will be discussing. But domo sukopa and then yama question. Now, as a medical, I also see a cat or memu. Your visa applications home. Say, go various embassies now. Omuko pepe say 2 kwanya. Frustrations omukum. Nyo hawa omukum na wiei enna yebe pensen ni ahwe okwanya yebe faswa yensu yebe nya visa akọ amanoni ni binin yekeke ka ho enti yere set team and topic I can say hope on hold visa application frustrations in Ghana. When a stamp determines your future, say obedient a stamp US embassy and UK British High Commission omo stamp AC wo paper so ama wa hu say failure menya visa entino metimi atukwan na omemu hanansa na obi be firi omemu akoba bia so oko UK so oko US so oko Shenzhen so oko ba bia no visa securing is one of the critical steps also nipa no as a Ghanaian no enya empose oko suade ana okoye adwuma na se okoye medical treatment bi kra no obi kra do okokra to se Dubai okohwade behwade fo and as a family unification ni nyina no se unya visa ansa na watimi afiri omemu ha akosa amanhoro na enye African countries no visa ho behia pa se ubenya na aside all this one nipa bebre ne ko ahonyehia mu wo mra wo apply for visa no enti ewie ye behwe sane ne ema courses sa nyema we nyina enti ye key causes of some of the frustration now applicants ni kom no ye number 1 now you say lack of transparency and clear guidance. Embassies be brain na Ghana hana gasa no they provide limited information on application processes and it's all visa etukwanya information na the mouse say ehia say ode ban ayana most na very limited emma applicants no and sometimes applicants are also often unaware of some of the specifications or specific documents emma application no smooth and some of the embassies are also using a third party agent and as an online platform with little oversight leading to confusion and misinformation. And as you heard, frustration near twice so yes, lengthy and unpredictable process times. Now visa processing sometimes a delay common pa. Now the woman say I na clear timelines and communication e fa hono so no and sheda and then the papa biasa and a bit more so akra na e bia na emergency and I say I don't know koyo wa manone time sensitive. It's bureaucratic delays inti ema omu meeti omo time no ema anyema omu ko na to bia na time no atwam and ye hwen so high cost with no refunds say ye ko visa na tu kwa na ko ba bi no cost na ewom no aya na no de ni yie they say obi ko visa wo US embassy and I say British High Commission no aya na cost na ewom no edoso yie si e be fa wo si en fa wo no visa application fee no non refundable yan san fema entisika utia yesa odi corporate visa no so visa ni yan fa ma wa sa sika no yan fema obiem sika odi ache obi aban ana ye to asu biem si yese ayana medical examination so another course ni nyina eka ho ema application na ye dey call for visa no kind of cumbersome and disrespect and poor customer service. Some of the embassies now what Ghana handles, some of the staffs disrespect applicants especially do one abrofuna customer service for now say omnomote front desk well. You should say there's some kind of disrespect towards the applicant and a long time wait. Ebi on some train papa kodiku ma Abochie minim say what for US embassy order obedro na dua na ase no no mu gu ho mo ko pay US visa no and inadequate facilities ni nyina akeka ho high rejection rate with vague reasons say ya reject obi ko pay visa akwa brochire ni ya reject no sometimes I have no reasons the man I am clear. Obi to me can say some of the reasons. Obi to me can say lack of ties to the home country. Only country now because it's all US. Only ni track bia na all call akoye den nisa nyama bebre. And insufficient funds. Obi why you refuse just because na account mu no so down ko ye papa sa. Enti no ni nyina ka homa application ya na you pay for visa no. And also ebeye dempa language and digital literacy barriers. Older or less educated people now aya omokope application. Sometimes they struggle with the online system. Any appointment booking, any document upload, so be upload the document, appointment online, no ni nyina aya na assembly asema help pa. And some of the embassies, they do not provide assistant for the applicant. It is a nyama bi wo ha ya na emoding say obi wo no nye tech savvy computer any sa nyama no
me wacho we never make it for mama fa some way to etifo anim ye bebo modern na ye ne his excellency Atabuafo General Consulate, Ghana Embassy in New York, under the Akufo-Addo-led government, on this particular subject. We'll have a brief conversation on this so you can know what you have to do. In time, say, we'll pay a visa.
That's right.
Good.
About me, so on the kasa, or can be very afamia. Yeah, can. Now, effect, some man, frustration, applicants in the community, effect, I have one so. Be emotional and psychological stress. Obi o wa so kwaje visa na say ye bounce na obafia otumi su sa ya nema be
ebi normal o ko na e bounce a eno dey say we e bema na unya disappointment you go through all those things.
Abochie na binu mu ntimi stand.
Oh, David. Na o yere kra ja okra ti so.
Minu obi o kwaji bi aya ma na o kwese no akọ.
David o na unya na sebo ne on ntimi control no. And a financial loss. Yes.
Missed opportunity. Sometimes you reject one. Also could be my yana. Almost I call for by rejecting. The same reason, and you know, yes, I'm for money. And a negative perception of foreign government. Meaning, there are responses and coping mechanisms. The use of travel agent. And despite the risks in their application, some people prefer agent for their convenience because as all Okotana embassy who could DQ Minister and your money or seeking for agent. If you say Ebiana Ebebuano and online forums and social media, Nina also count and multiple applications, Nina Eka responses and coping mechanisms now. Yeah, can now recommendation I did man say. And area Sompa 106.5 and they say there has to be some embassy reforms. The embassy there has to be some reforms. They should improve their transparency in visa decision makings. So be transparent. Transparency. Yama nerdy said waiting the Yamfa visa nama and in Yama Bebre. And they should train their embassy staffs in their cultural sensitivity and customer services and a government intervention. Yes, I buy them. And you may be a na embassies nibiri a buy bema who say a beko yama technological improvement and a regular travels regulation of travel agents. Nina account. Abochie last week US embassy information be on the babontin obra omo some meetings almost said last year 2024 a nipa applies omo ko US omo per visa ko USA 61,000 applicants
and
out of 61,000 applicants emu 25,000 per and omo visa
yo me that's mami kwa amano so na me ndi nkomo we sesia ye His Excellency Atabuafo General Consulate Ghana Embassy New York under the Akufo-Addo government. His Excellency Atabuafo yama akwa baba Sompa 106.5 FM. Adumara kwa patro ya frame Abochie na jumadi for God and country. Na we fry afro that say mpempi no yakopa visa etukwan a aya yetanya how pa. So we want to find out from you efutuo ben pa na obeti media Ghana fo a omo call the various embassies in can the US embassy a womo ekwakopa aya visa.
Yo, my Mr. Konya is not
Sompa FM.
Victor, you know, the Dedica has done with the to find diplomatic circle to Monogite Unia Besha. Yes. Now, Besha, no, also Debiano Ghana for the free, which near for embassy, but any deny water. Yeah, Mimi, they say, I'll say, answer now to find, I say, you know, baby, I will call no about address are very important. Energy media will call up a good deal so and this here. But also your system na kwa yesterday the piano na amount for ya no kwa for a ye no do other than the document no e di amano. Yen ye wo New York e be won say obu okwa na obi guarantee obi passport mama na dey paper no we ni paper kra. Iti there will be person of my office and as a control officer no my office now. Would you ever be beyond some documents about the book, the table? So now, what the guy, I hear a lot of things about you. It is a no and the beginner so at the many who said, I differ with your man, visa or far or better. Your qua or idea you want to walk up for you. It is, you have a visa. Well, far and you might be free. Definitely won't be denied.
By His Excellency, Sir Uka say, Ansana, womo be ma visa, na se ombe deny visa no. Omo fa kwan bi so aye niema bebre about you, seeking certain information about you. Niema ben sa na ya na omo pe.
Adia womo hia no bebre no. Ozo bo ha ni din pra no. So the Atabuafo atano na inu ye baako iti obeba no the passport mo no oba application ade ko ye no na inu so ye mienu eno wo mo be disqualify eno wo ho ena obi wo so a putimo no say you do ta question kitwe bi baby a wo ko no woni ho wo ko ye den the question me is so simple but you try and ye you do baby no question do you do ta wo do say wo baby so na get ta e dey The question that you put out there, the performance of the woolly pedria. Now, what from the baby walk and son a question the other it's diverse. The question is not so the book about and a whole lot of questions.
And you know, the use of middlemen and also connection men in visa application, no, enya dia ubeka se Ghana for enya sade no.
That I'm going to get there, and after a cut, no, try to move you.
Dear me, change that. Say, I was in your introduction. Okay, you say Ghana, I'm for you a visa contractors. Or more middlemen, no. Eta application and I'm asking, sir, from where you sit in the US, and who be here pass say, who visa application? Over connection man, be a man do any man.
Oh, and now, and I'm there for you know, about where and you're born before also who are enough form the feeling. It is you be no one, but there's a information there what they call our application. And if I call who are way away, and yes, I will go through nothing without question there. And the country I will pass over province and now. I will be denied. I don't think I'm going to be free. American embassy deny almost a passport.
Wow. Well, it's an education. It's an eye opener to in a TF4 won't hear Sompa 106.5 FM in Navy. And you know, what would you recommend? What would you tell the public out there in case obi a quack or visa, I beg your pardon. And Namombe known to say the bear. Application to be successful, amano.
Maybe the question of advice. I'm say one. According to this time, a car, a custom. It is the open to acquire, make sure to document to be the genuine and sound work. And on top of Abochie, which you are not going to say is so easy. And you so easy. The area I'm going to put the wood is to buy up. Or making sure that if acquire wood you they come and son of Bako. How they are going to do being Cafe as well you get a at the end acquire as well. And the Chicago thing, and there's also and I will say that the open break. Which may be a car.
Papa, but yet now I say some man who come any would dink come. Yamin question shy. We futu adi man His Excellency. Adi abe pa.
Hello.
Me say yet I say some man who come any would dink come. Your say honorable and Timmins and Ka. Now you better His Excellency Atabwa for say. Now yeah, Canadian General Consulate, Ghana Embassy in New York. And I'll say you need dink come just under the immediate parts government and Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo government abanum na eho I don't know yejuma. Now sabre yebeko in-house. There's going to be a conversation here, but good ahun sense so san komodo yebedi. Me dem ka say Miora Bright Ofori Anpofo. Why MPP chairman or Botsiano English yaman from sabre me dem ka say watna say. Right ma kwaba. Now, I hope to say.
What did I Roma?
Bibia Good. Justice Alpha, I would expect the other gym.
Prof.
We want to Musha, my bright Mike and Mammy White. As a lieutenant Capapada, Musha, Mammy. All right, and Ben Mike and Mammy. All right. Now, Bright. Now, Bokorie.
Of you, Adam.
Good. Is it back up? Now, as some year about to Jay, some Fiasemi. Dollars, your chichi. Minority. Minim say, what's a press conference or why?
There be Minyanti.
Onyanti. What my press conference? Almost entry. Your man pin you on Chinaso. One Casano, Sami then opposite.
So madam de me hwan. So me de me nipa obia.
Ah, na some kasa ko akiri.
Na ma kire de emfanye no.
Ah.
Na emom Bible aka say me say se wunyanya skensi edan a. Na so obi asini dan a hwe na wan kobu ongu. Because bia na ochina wonso wanya skensi wudie na wudie nso otumi agina ho. Na kese wonsi wudie na obi asini dia membungu na wutumi si wudie na agina ho. Me feel say sanya ye hina ya ka no de aba no ye hina twene abasre na de o mu ni say esese ebisa say eye hwan na di sa adwuma me feel say anka ye o boss and I say or say kwame despite and I che obi sensika no abonten a anka nye news na sami jemfi enche bia o ye nua ba sisire dapa asembae sami jemfi twe mami aboso den abrantie pani bia ni kromo ontwa na dapa nje se adapa twa ni bibia no de opa ye ni so ati ase asam no ne ka asase ye de hono ka ni ye say nipa na odi asam no odi behavior sa behavior no
yeah
ono na ma asam quite more serious
Sami Jemfi no
yes and no I don't know so tie comment out my abra sia da pa de ne ba ya me hu say obi atro baby say baby a Sami Jemfi adwuma no omo report so musika yira enti obi ani kwan say ebe kana asem na onye boni bia o say gold board hono
Skebia
nyina ho ntiade na
ene ye omo am run commentaries na
no,
wasem
o colleague one of your colleagues or pa FM so
your friend say oh
on I pass that comment no
be hu no be your friend say be hu anya the morning show no
yes
yeah can no multimedia
okay good. Exactly that's true sparker entimaka say nipa na edwuma die no anasa asem na fa no so aba no ena problem no na enye asem na aba no ofa meti he dollar she botomu dollar she botomu eye mi amisika
unya na we
say me a businessman
o se sa dollar na we
and we didn't right so we say
no be all right
I don't run any government budget sana me patro
sir
yes I'm a private person
and you dollar she
yes enti se dollar she botomu na me show bi na me chena me nye boni bia na obi a control government budget as a sensitive idea media chain se mineral resource on a share gold so now display dollar outside say we have to be worried as a nation as I say you as bibi boy hu power as we so and that's a Ghana on my way mo as I say Sami Jemfi enim no one away in opposition so ne dan e ho asemi buy o si dan bi ma ngofo say onya sika no this year o say orane pop bibi okumase na
edana we see no airport hills
exactly.
Okay
o say orane pop bibi okumase na or a private person near bemu which I agree with him send amaka cho say me near bemu me control government budget enti say me sika hye me ho a obi ani rise be bisa say me nya fi na ono no say sia no Ghana Gold Board on the teso enti
or the acting CEO
that is a serious and say you see mummy hwe video ni ye forget about Sami Jemfi forget about Agrada look at the body language of the people around time I watch scan na hwe ekwan ma me fa so scan aka no efi ni sem na hwe ne body language o hwe Sami Jemfi body language your patch say scan ma na je kura mo chicken change
na body language na say na nete but I tell for moment on Facebook ni enko hwe body language na te say
o de hwe se ma me no o man ni bi no so Sami fade aka ne kan ho e na hwe o no je de aka ni na fi ni sem hwe Sami he just rubbish it like it means nothing to him
that's how we crowd I show scan a bro 800
na se ntro no mo di train no na ho ba say scan 800 I grobe no mo di
$800
I'm sorry
I'd rather say $800 that's how we be here
me sure some of friend every no ntino ka sa asem no how do you tell us say scan $800 o de na Sami Jemfi kan sika no kra no $1 kra o ka more than 20 times of on enti mo ma yem fa no kre enti anamo o my Ghana mu these are young men of my parents for can say me o my parents for say obi obi a ɔyɛ krɔmfoɔ no obehu sɛ ne nua a ɔyɛ n'edwuma papa bi na adresse ɛkɔ no na ɔde ne sa tentene so sɛ hwɛ krɔmfoɔ na ɛkɔ no na wobɛhwɛ mu ɔno ɔfɔ bi krɔmfoɔ no na ɛyɛ krɔmfoɔ tɛkyi amɔ nankasa
menti ase enti kyerɛ mu yi
ɔmampani mibi koto ɔmampani kofuo
enti said relating the quote to a next scenario na aba no na ba kyerɛ sɛ Sami Jemfi you are alleged so ɔyɛ krɔmfoɔ
me kotu opani me kotu bible first
David ukotu obi na de be ka asem na wade aka asem na nature say one awo ka asem na aka kyerɛ
asem makers of am yokukudu for me suro bia ana me suro hwe asem bia person make bia meka into don't supply me with words
I'm not supplying
allow me to flow however you want to infer that is your problem
okay
but
so you go on
I'll flow
you go on
offer me say
from Abochie
okay Mate
and a prof with the prof
oh te how ma me happy Mother's Day oh yere man happy Mother's Day also obi sabotage
for now I'm a singer kakra
offer Mate oh me say man pa no kofo say obi a yekronfo bi ha no obi aye n'adwuma papa o te a obadwuma yi o sese on fefe a wo kofia na kronfo no te ho na ɔde ne sa tenten so sɛ hwɛ de ɔkɔ no ekronfo asomasi ekronfo na ɔbɛhwɛ mu no na de ɔte hɔ no ɔde ne sa tenten so ekronfo kɔ akyɛn ho why am I saying this ɛnu akyi ebi to sisi ɛdapa no hwɛ nsɛm Sami Jemfi kae hwɛ nsɛm a that time no maame no ɔno kronfo wabɔ bra baby wɔ ne tifie du ɔne ne kunu ɔmo abɔ mo bra pa bi no it was not allowed sɛ obenya sika wɔ ne nkyɛn
o sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ me ma flow but you think sɛ Cecilia da passam no ade Sami Jemfi die no ɛyɛ
Sami Jemfi die no yɛ west hwɛ Sami Jemfi age na hwɛ Cecilia da age hwɛ dwuma sia
but we are talking about quantum of money you
don't get it right now scanner na wo fi say obi a we na ba so me hu we na ba public domain hu unim dia kosuma se hu in fact President Mahama, this is the tip of the iceberg and me Mbeka President Mahama say this is his first test I saw chro or Sami Jemfi home. You will either fail or succeed. But to me, sir, or succeed or to me pass the test now, I'll be surprised. I bet I'm say we can pass the test way because minimum. Some of my friend or Jubilee House. I'm my friend. No more your party. I tea and no sorry ako. Ndada no more dada. Deception. Not until say guy no ombeyi nedi. I mean, you see, of idea might be with dangerous. Say who crowd say. Back on the heels of one in a President Mahama demand for about 4 days ago. But so 120 days now. On a microphone share, on a media share, or the name, or must stand warning about some of these things, or say the opulence must stop. No, who say we opulence, any bourgeoisie lifestyle, you'll be punished. So this is the test. Oh yes, I didn't know, and did Nanchio, and did now Chibako. And I test we are bano.
And a chop pass Sami Jemfi dia bano.
And you go for good prisons. Now me na patcho ni release you way. You go some prison say bring apology and you be released. Of our be say on my way.
We say from Abochie. Dini me dewo. Ana prof we from the prof.
Abochie.
A prof.
Upper prof in the
yeah. Me hard by my nature.
Prof, we have a country to build.
Sure.
Me te say we can say dollar platform. Na you fact recommend this year and I say former President Mahama. Me as a business I don't care who will give credit to.
Me talk about phone fato silent my wife. Alpha.
The any man say dollar number form and whatever more ya dollar no form no. Me be bria am dollar ever form. But it should continue to go down. Whoever takes the credit, I don't care. As a businessman, but I can't say dollar no. Because some from Negana businessmen, you want to.
But if you tell me that you don't care who takes the credit, and then if I'm more than born, I'm a dollar number from.
And I make a choice say more than bo. Ebunu chese and more than bo. Ebunu some chese dollar nankasa. Trump did some money in America, and I'm a dollar no. I weak on the international market, and you are aware of it. Just about 14 days ago, about 7 days ago, about 14 countries, and I say 11 countries can say they will not trade in dollars again. In the financial sectors, all these things are speculations. Speculations also a influence of exchange rate. And suddenly money now my dollar no, I want the about the way to have a form. Because dollar don't say a week when the source.
What you have said very, very true. Because with the dollar, no, say I said the demand for the dollar nankasa no. abafom.
Exactly.
Because of these trade issues and we are saying
I'm sorry I'm a bumpire say the Trump here now a trade war no cost no enkoso mo na dollar no for Ghana.
But yes, that would be the only contributing factor.
No,
there could be other factors contributing.
This is one of the major contributing factors. And another contributing factor is that this country, as we speak, is on autopilot. Government is not doing any major investment.
Hey.
They are aware. Now, budget in our parliament, so already. There major government infrastructure now. Now say President Mahama Kolanche or say youth in Jumabian Tamale Kumasi, one of them. Almost every year be a youth 10,000. Now, so the whole 4 years now, before youth 40,000. Before buy where you more than 300,000. And to the whole year, often go for 40,000. President Kufa buy no. Who said youth in baby here Jimano? Around this time, around 4 months, 5 months, say no. Now, maybe the NABCO wafa nkwada over 120,000. What I say, President Mahama can say, you say, the election or winning, you know, a legacy term no wenya. But legacy no, it can be positive and negative. If you have money, legacy no bija, and I say, Papa, legacy no bija. Me bumpire man say, any positive legacy because when forces tando in Suya, they say they be tando so sebinum. Yeah, and I say, nipa boni ni say o mine mba. Ono so timubi enti mebompa yese President Mahama ne legacy no say a positive legacy no onye ne sana ye na ehun toye o saka bibi say abana ye de bo techi no ya papa ho ya to ho ye de bebo ban dachi but ono anka na kan yo I don't know say okaya
Brother no kan sa
tama ye inaugurate no ye de see akudwan so no he said that me sure say my brother will allude to that o say abana ye de bo techi no
on the condition say yanye niema year
na oka de 2 for
I say yanye niema osis owanyo niema year say de Ghana for etu eye MPP aban no susa no saa so na onzo ebe ya mom
amasema me kan ne no akama me no what you say enti say tran ka say oh sami jefi na nya na asem ana say the colleague ba ka say obi asika nyina ye and all those things no. And yes, there should be inquiries. You say inquiries no enkwesiaga. First of all, most friends, the second cameras no. You don't know what is going to happen. But the ebejadi ni be hu say ampa President Mahama means business and say sa abamuano e so suspending him.
Me that say, ma me call Alpha Chain.
Oh dear, by first landing power.
Oh, they I was somebody suspended kakra. Now nine hanging on kakra. Now wobbly. I said I must just about Chain.
Matibos.
What do you like to say? Bibi Abochie.
Adum Senior, yesi anya His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Our be Vice President, I be the President Akwasaba. Sisi no mfumu wa waye nyina no. Wode ne nyina gu fa so a wotenetene no eno nyina ka ho na mande dollar no atimi akofom but enyem nwanwa say de be share Trump tariff a ode ba ngo say aban bi breso ade bi e be koso bi agokan ne da ko share Ukraine ibi ne da ko share Russia ne da ko ma Israel ne Palestine ne da ko ma hwan send the dollar no ba from ne area no so ko ma Trump anya
but it's one of the major factors
so, you know na mo Ukraine Russia ntoka no estati ne Palestine and Israel de na koso na Iran ne Houthis ne Yemen mu ntoka e koso we fence Syria ntoka e koso to extend say Assad the fast dwane but just that time no na $100
but you should know say now no the trouble about internationally when it comes to trading trade war. And then when we have a trade war, it involves exchange of currencies. So say the demand for businesses for dollar no so what do call cranium or US all because of this trade tariffs or they are bent no unim say demand ever fall
the west issue demand no fall a war no momenye is west obi be share no economic no that to announce we dey to utum ko 10% am so me dey be ko 15 mo yes argument the west case and they say Israel America for kukuro mo weapons.
But it is a factor. It is a factor.
And I'm saying yes.
There could be other factors.
The worst factor.
Okay.
And they say war and quite they stop bibia.
Right.
So we credit still a business so
good.
If you guys also dollar now there, what about euro? What about what do you call it? Pound sterling. And then other yen nominee near Kakaho. Dollar quantum control the whole world, sir. Other currencies so on even they are even doing better than first dollar. It's no the America ko sin and say ne say your mama yeduma passe na nipa de sanim pese obeka no kre atima bona baso na e betra ko hye Trump e de tariff bi abanti e na ekoso a enso mire bi abetwa mu no so no na war e de ma na ma ekoso a eno kra the west eno kra de obi ntimi move bank no kra ntimi nko go banks ni bi kra abombo bombo no ama na nyina say bank managers na dwane edwa nyina say market nyina say train plane ntimi ntu train timi nko eno nyina nko mbra nyina no omu yusu ska eno omu de sa ne ma no eno kura no sa time no yantima mfa nko hye say eno dollar na ntima nko fom o de say e ko ton be 16 cedis per dollar o de say yantima mfa we nyina hunu say eno betima ma na akọ fom na mom Trump buy na wo put mechanism in play put the measures a betima bo America economy say be betima akọ so mo manya ska because we must spend a lot we share o me elections a mo ye na o hwe the way a o mo sesa o mo weapons e de koma your friend say Syria bi ko Israel am de bombo Gaza ene bi bombo friend say Houthis ne sa Lebanon for na so for was spend it na we any from so ahwe what do you call it we the Russia and Ukraine dey share America put by the president Zelensky e call White House won sika o kan ya was so dey aboa no war so that's it need na factors I can't mean to know say we putting economic measures in place in tea. Any dollar na come masa we are say so am timam
anti-dia pan na ya anti-dollar na come from chire Ghana for you
no anya you knew the one no dey
no I was here
meba
papa and she say business okay
number one
good
ye di kan ehunu say o man we no corruption kitasese ne project any kankan age o man ya me ne dodo and they told you be na ye shede ni obi a driver okura stiano a odi oman yi ko bedru ba bi no na driver no be hand over e de man mate na driver ni no so kura no e de car no ko no kura potholes wo de bom gban na car na ko pem dua wo de bom na abu afa na driver ni mpo a ono ye master no mpo atman driver no hand car no na say o de ma ni mate no so office mate no o de car na be ko yemfa na o man so anu da ko shejam na first na
anti-dia pan na mo ya ma dollar na
4 months in government look at the way ya put mechanism in place omo akofa Bank of Ghana for instance MPP time
Sompa FM
ya finance minister bia wo be ye nema disorganize ye banks wo Ghana nyina eboa man edija ketenkete wa collapse nyina what they say we no wasai hye bebira emfa so bia nye dem basika so de no mu dibi na temamufo no se de ahokere ende sa ahokere ne sa nema na wotemamufo no aban we bae no amasa attention no afri nipa mu nipa no pie abontene kwa adwuma kro to mu se say no pressure bi negative energy bi e wo mu a ama akwadworo ene ahofama enimu mu no ne o manya sa ayene back de se okwa afuo mu na se odo na obedo no betima do half acre ene energy ne betima mana do 2 acres so nem che no ene anwa kufo gallon that time MPP be free so na 1600 ene uto no 650 because ni na oh yes
Justice, you have still not answered my question. Me say, diam pana NDC aya ni sentia dollar neighbor for.
Eno na mechire wo mu no. Eno na mechire wo mu no. Me say buy 4 months just last week no now. Bosome 9.
Yeah, anti den why? Anti den why?
And because say why no one governor no a wono no eye finance minister no wo ho no a wo mess up na so for ne oni o etin hye bia o ye bia fa isikasem bia no nyina no agye nsempe na aye toro kan na agye oba papa we buy no wo den hye foforo ade agugu fom rot na ekoso fence ho no nyina no wa tuatua bi kwa amaska eye de eba system no mu tema mu free so haben this patrol no de jaye wa ye ne hye agu fom ama the patrol no ya nya enough to extend say I reduce from 16 cedis per liter. And the lowest yes 12 cedis 67 pesos and you can't tell my bank I'm a car even to traffic in bedrua one ya yi we na free governor no afiriwo
Bank of Ghana governor.
Yes, yayi finance minister no yasesa no won dem che no e na wo ye ni fro no there are other financial ayiwe o mo hihye mu a wo mo nyina no ya package wo mo nyina yi ande o mo tena sa o mo tumi twine yie so that say ama nema o mo toto nyina na se fo no e bit my bo o man yie no o mo
Ava governor would do that. It is just going round. I am saying that some penny for Bank of Ghana governor. They see a new governor. At 2 force and finance ministry almost to Tony. And I mean, say you are a communicator for the NDC. And I mean, say never pay no maya. The same
make one first. I think I catch was say nipa na omo ho no kwan mo fa so omo to me one me a friend economist.
You are not a finance person.
Okay,
that's fine.
You understand?
I can pardon you for that.
In terms of you can be no ma to governor.
Sure.
We be some question no ma to finance minister.
Sure.
And I'm so we centroni minimum niama ni me gidi wo makoma mu pe face mo research amoye and niama mu hu o man mu ekoso sese ano you are keenly following the finance minister and this niama ekoso nyina you know better than me. So that's it is say o push me say work of finance minister bi and I say economist bi na obetena na opeso toto na no na ma be ka inflation deficit ni wa me so nyama djuma no
na sabi je issue no said a man for penny bre wa Ghana ha minority in parliament crowd nada one my press conference on the issue uji say unia be man wa fom
dedi kan by man timancha his me president I mean chair Dr. Samuel Sapon former Ashanti regional minister
right
na mean chair Alhaji Ayakundo national NEC member I was here deputy national Zugu Kokos the chair ambassador Hori Sankra former Chinese deputy ambassador omo nyina hwe program a me kan because me ko omo na mchom se beba program so
good
follow me e chia omo ne baby a omo obi a menia me safety professional
okay
na juma am here for 25 years in health and safety
yes
ajuma ma ye no na enema e course no e wa yinu mu Ghana ye wo yade bi on me feel say krum me feel kwada so me atwoma de hye minimum ya kan ma mu se na esi ye nema se na esi ye nema akoma se different from Greater Accra it is so free kuma se na obetena nkra so hunu se na obesi atu na moye so what I say because Ashanti region political city Greater Accra economic city wo na mo na wo yira na fro obi abisa no se o ma won kire obi a ekwan da kura na wo ni adaje because baby a wo kono di sika akwa hwe no be hina because wo jane na ya otua ojuso otua wo ye bibia iska nti na ni abrent oni adaje kro betima kirewo edi wa hwe ni ekwa bebe wo to atwene no wo be sa ko round sa ba bisi baby a wo start here no because ye ni adaje elma e ho ba Ashanti region asase na mentiase afi na be hu sese ne papa ye fa ye ho wo obi ti fie menua na men kan kirewo aduana a wodi ni the whole week
Sompa
wona ne nya sama obetima ka kirewo wo be ye me last week wodi amamu ani mako adan wodi kontombre ni fo ye obeka ne nyina kirewo enu ntino una obi tifia obi aye careful so bi obi nya na asamanka enti so stadium ma me no ma edume mi da no mbekwa yie ana ye nua ma no mko party na so fo wakọ dress wo dem no opia na o start kia mpa chon hwe ma ne tesen because wan ma obi andi adanse ama no opia ebe ha no enti ye beka ho asem eni ntama wo de kire na me ka we nyina de akosi se e wo se me nua sami jemfi na nka sa na ma we nyina ekoso no otimi e ka fo eni ntama sisila da pa de ba a man for sopa ne kan bi pa especially the kan ke se nyina ye kan de twi brofo no de ke tuwa bi wo kan brofo no nipa no ntia se ye ye kan de twi ana se gan ha ye ukobal ga kura na ukoye program no station no ye twi na waka ye kan de twi de se twi na ye de kan asam no dia e wo se fa ye hwe ho suban no se ne wasem ba ye sika no enti no aya no de no aya hwe yie so that o ka se me bi adum ye se abaya bi nam o sha mini skirt nkofo ko pa no homa ekoya asa because won check bibia wa ko se minister from ho a na abegu from Accra obi mfa ho ba kuma se de ye be fa ho obi be ka ho asa edi de me ka ko si ni answer ne ma e course no de di kan me bohu e de ma menua no we a fine gentleman we a hard working person we boy NDC kwa na sa nyina we vociferous and action driven person in terms of communication me Ashanti regional communication officer no na sami jemfi me communicator ko no a 10 president ko gubo na youth organizer 10 for no so e adwuma under the youth organizer so that's it nti wo ko radio so a me ho me nsa no na omo ne ade fa so ko
wow
ye wie na me assemblyman okay me my assemblyman for 8 years na Kojobonsu enso so Erika Opoku ede ne jar Kojobonsu ono so adapt no man be ye kasa
enti no se Sami Jemfino
ede man
enti dia Sami Jemfie na ntwe yi
me ka me de be si asem so
okay
yes ono so okasa yie ede boa keme ama ye nyina nim Kojobonsu tam kwan ofa so ye ne ne amasi Rattle Park ene kijetia ne ma no but we nyina nkombra no na minim se minua no besua bibi kakra but nyina no me hu ne se nya no mfom so wako school we lawyer very we have been what mention about sometimes school etimi paper friends bibia we say mfom so mfiri utirim so what am say because me fano safety aspect no number 1 sikana odi gu kanu mu kura Sunday what they call you no kura no kwa odwene wo say we are very very sharp about when smart
that's
one
also Sami Jemfi ayeden sharp
we are very very
but on smart
but on fast
we
are very very intelligent but on fast
on smart
on smart sana me hu no because one we share risk analysis and I say be root cause analysis kurana one we free fiaba no ade also dey share the trimus and Sunday
mebo enti but ya no chairman na wote wo nchen wono one make us sisi ar wa kan wo radio say dollars wo no enti no he is exposed
yes because I am a safety professional security and safety person
okay
me kanu wodi ka no kono one we but ya no chairman obi anim no me obi anim bibia me free former Ashanti regional communication officer former parliamentary candidate for Kwadaso former assemblyman for KMA, former constituency organizer for Kwadaso, former youth organizer for deputy youth organizer for Bantama. Ufo kumasi why na ubo alpha justice din wonim no. One with them channel. It's no such people no yakwe celebrities. One with them because chairman ti wo by minim say flyer no wo de toto so nkrofo hwe. Me de to so nkrofo me followers me obi dey omo hwe me. Me Facebook two accounts nyina yema 4,000 anyama na fe be started deleting bikura say be many new friends abede ago mo follow no nti no ye na ma o say ya hwe yie o movement bi a obeye bia no o say ya hwe yie nti wo ba be pie no na wa bisa won say ne Sunday na me pie pia me pie no so no me kwa yeden me kwa yie aye na me ko je share wo ho ne say wo kwa obebo nso a sika say na me bo nso no no wa package won obi ade wo be ye mesalani nso no de aka ho but do ko tam box a dollars gum product 2 kam number 1 kasa na yes anema no wonkwa na wo de to chacha because
alpha justice actually zikana na Sami Jemfi won car no no ohun se na box won na e
we video no say amame hwe
na box mo
but because
common yedi
maame no call no nchen
no but omo say video no man hwe
omo di ka twa picture
say scan egu box one na ni ye nyina ya hwe say scan
box was a drawer ni nyina the same
oh okay all right what kasa na
so eti no wode ne koka no mu no maame no di ne ti wura ka no no yiska no tam no say and dollar no so kan ye tum say 200 Ghana no o fa bundle ye 2 billion is that no so
it's 100
yeah 200 Ghana
100
say 200 Ghana no o fa bundle say
200
million
20,000
that's 200 million old currency is that no so o for 10 Ghana no 10,000 that is 100 million old currency we patch dollar $100 no for about say 10,000 very good this 10,000 assuming without admitting say ya chemu mi no wa fa half and o dey pay it no so times can say na what kind of sabe kum no can say wa and o dey there what the mama me no de once obi de say the ordinary no o de benkum na agye o fa no say ne dia it instead of so the fan g scanner Sami Jemfi ma no benkum no mu no wanye na o jaye botre no na o ko gi de o ni fa no ona so fa de aka ni na ma me na o gi e va na o de to kan we no ho na o da na ni o paja scanner o de kire wiem na o de bomb fra ma o de hu no ho ahuru de ni na atekọ o de hu no ho
box na o kan wa asem no ye hwe video na I said a letter box be a worker no be okay that's fine
me share video
sure
oh enti no ene na ma me hunu Sami Jemfi ema who say when you safe I don't know about the 3 more years I am in the first place and you correct and 2 nipa na woni ne deal no ofiri himfa what tell them channel number 1 every week bia mama sopa jo mahama every week bia o sopa no e ka 1 week to election na ya ba ko bia me hwe kura o TV so wo ko ra ko to ntoma bo se na ko buraburu ya me December ene emo ne na na so de chichewa aso de mo ye ma se dim come the crofo ene onya advantage akwanya ene o de gina so no ka kire Ghana for say abaya ye ba betu yi se jo mama ewi ne election na obe jae na sori na wo ye no asa akọ back e won no bosomosom no mu o te dem chana say afa we root court analysis no a won no bosomosom no mu no ye den no way one of the Ghana e be declare maybe by so one of the most criminal person we dey nagene e dey defraud nkrofo na say we awi ama onya cases bebre o police stations na manama eno na ho pressure no we dey gina so no so wasakra abeya sorry but adena no ye so san bi say ho biemu say wo wa sorry dem bosomsom no mu enema no ye no dey azan no so di free himfa minimame no me despite aya adwuma kakra me kaza me na adwuma tomo no mto video cassette ne audio cassette no adwuma na me ye electronic technician by profession na me ton bi o mo mto video cassette no traffic mu nyina me na me ye bi new cassette ye lanche ne de nam ne ye bonwom ne ye ton na me ton bi maame no bewura system no mu e pese osua se ni active film to bewura kumawudu anam feze ye de ne friend say Gallywood Kumawood ono be wura movie ono start this art movie but most of the movies ro no play wo mu ene konfo mama de be no ono start in lifestyle baby obe play bia most of the roles e konfo no ye sa nema no na sefo sadly no hu say ade we no betimi amana ba into practice ono turn into practice no starting sikagari Mr. Fascabejiska, ono de ya etino sa root cause analysis na make kan ho aso na me ko no afi wo de kwa no ko trace hu ba me no bebi ofre ene bebi a wa beduro enene abewie no eti uf woni nipa we deal a suspect a no o fast na wonye no na me kan wo say wo dwene say hwan no ma me no one ofri ena then start na yi gina say what ma embrace no aso no mu no de ne nyansa no a wodi wian crofo bra na osom bosom no according to one wodi wian crofo no wodi the same nyansa trick no scam no the psyche is immediate mindset no di na chi calf talk say me
but over so chese me I grada or charming
me I don't believe in charming me no bosom some na so I don't get a damn with it me a very good muslim very good muslim obo me do akra I don't get a damn me the bosom no kra de bodu na nso no kwa me ye na akere ho otimi nya me hu
okay
so that's the name no the man person Sami Jemfi me no oluku sharp kakra ne say me afa justice amete September me ko 59 me be betwa mu 20 years ago 30 years say na me see dwene nda me dwene sa it may show say me say the age no e bia na way of thinking no is different what dem chance
I say I was here twena so
me card be akosi say card mu I was say me say me a maame no oba me nche na one me ya me ko card no me man fa the team me wura card no in the first place 2 say o sabe je fi chade me nim say no sitie so o akoma pa say o be che maame na de a o say o mama me tena kan no I mean so man tena say no what to kan kakra what sort on out what's no
but what is evangelist mama part said your tea say Sami Jemfi edi ni sheka no kura no de ade ne mana oba bondin na oba ka say wacha me dole so
no mpacho obi anhunu obetuma deny the second intelligence aya me san hu ne say no pokura ma ede na sikwan say maame no skana de upia usika ne kura no se sambi cedis dollar kura na de be chekura na pepie me mpanifo bebre ko mo che iska mo ankasa nkan ma yeda wona ne kana sefo nyina wia wo so kona ko hu bright before we go hu bright no attest no man 10,000 man 500 man 200 man 50 Ghana e du be duro no na nipa no wa package na envelope mu nicely no de amount no what ya no akan na aka che so ya da na se mame ana wa wura inside akoda na se wonye sharp nti wenyina wa hunu One with them channel. Ni pia no bodyguard can but when ni pia no e ba bibi say na nipa no e de bia na wonji obi ni ntra e no apese we na de say pia bi e na yi sky we di mama party akasa me je wonya case what dey me scan e dey o but the fa obi so a anka wonya case
and you know say asutria
ka ko see na just last week and his excellency John Dramani Mahama what the court of what do you call it
code of conduct
e dey buy access declaration keke. Look at punishment at Amancrofo. Minia, you be there how many months now?
Oh, by 4 months.
4 months. Me a catch us 4 months. I do my end 3 months.
Sompa FM.
How will you feel? Wouldn't target any budget angle for the eye. You call December. You trap half more. What are punish more? What would I know? Maybe a child Muka Victoria Hammer dear. What you can no dim come so before me time of office so no man what is $1 million? $1 million and there will be some to patrono. What them say? Sas can be Kakrabi and I will be some fan to patrono. It's no memo dear, me who say, Miniano, and from so be eba when funny security. What I say, because the real microphone nipan dominate background will be a chat, maybe video as for. Bibian then say a honor crown be tomato. No one Ederson as a name. It's way a idea, Solomon there. Yet the Yamias say chief of staff, so afreno. Me, Alpha Justice. Minty and Casses and Mijin fee. Yen unity. And I say, Yen day. Yaman and Caho. No more a mampanino. And I didn't buy. Or no one soon a bit my catches 1 fee. And I saw on Name. Send a yen rano. Sano say, because Sunday yes, saw MPP foom. A so power more. Oh, I'm corruption, almost MPP in a free so. You will be almost their free so. Eti papa we why careful kakra. This is a legend of the man mama. Into a bokoko, munya hwe yo, munya se yo. And why can we 1 week kram by. Oh, co program no go $10 ago come. Say what the kwako ya do ya ama yaka say una we tough, we a guy. O te dem jano. I don't know dey no say guy no person we no. E ma wo guy no. E do akọ to asanimu. Enti nde twen say after Flasa House no.
Yeah.
Niama omukwa akọ ka ni na no. President be hwe. Me momu de say betimi a kasane asema speculation. A chance say we be di bazooka to abo.
Speculation here.
E ba say say wa. O te say asema ba na nkrofo asum no omo do obiade na adwene abu asem na twen a wo ka ho asem. Say basa na say ba din say obetuma yi afiri ni panejum.
That's a wouldn't have my Sammy view about my patcho. Oh, Chairman, me that's a some we don't come here. And I walk money. But you, Atai, how many times in a one patcho? Oh, prison war. And now I suffer. Other than Jano. What all them channel? Yeah, a lot of people are on my bonia or my patcho. So you're what did them channel say? It's we know, dear, me before God, the man, me steady a patcho on Ocrano. Language, you know. Oh, them channel. And yet, a moon to a mammy. Sompa, a bit mamma will be at tea and your sympathy. Oh, I didn't know. Do Uncle Bokrono, Uncle Via will be a sicker. What I say? But a mambona woman position out, General kind of fast war, where suppose Jano, and then a Tiano. Church, I'm out to me. What to the gold in the galam say, Obinin Wasam. Obian in Yasam. What to the gold was over to Manchester, maybe a better manamba. Was over to obey, what I beg in the fans, or call the baby. But I dare hatch am own to me and no crass can boy and then people lose soon to a dean to was Santa any gold now or the court TV. Say, Oka say, a Sammy Jenfi, a chopana or pie, you know, and Nuhunu and shed a nim papa. Let me read. Do a bit my count attach. Okay, so who's that? I want to walk you through the message now. Folks, I have taken notice of wave of criticisms against my person in the last 24 hours. To clarify, this was simply a kind gesture to a fellow human being in line with my daily and lifelong custom of lending a helping hand to people in need. I sincerely thought that I was doing this act of kindness in private. This act of kindness, I sincerely thought I was doing this act of kindness in private and never imagined that same could find its way into the public space. That's unfortunate and regrettable. I must say that I understand the uproar that this gesture has generated, particularly from comrades who are sincerely hurt by same. To all such comrades, I am sincerely sorry for these unfortunate acts of indiscretion. I respect and I appreciate your views. My profound appreciation goes to all those who have reached out to counsel and encourage me. I am most grateful for your solidarity. Let me state, however, that my view of public office as a privilege to serve society, solve problems, and help others has not changed. I remain focused on the task entrusted to me by His Excellency, the President, for the development of our country. Stay blessed and have a blissful Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there.
He's 100% correct.
100%.
That's not an apology.
Is this an apology?
And you see, even when he was saying sorry, he said it to his comrades.
That's it. And I've from even the beginning of the sorry, no, folks.
Yes.
Just show some kind
so he's 100% correct.
Remorse.
And then he said he's known to be doing good to people in need. Is Agrada in need?
Obi a ochemo. Here, I just got there in the video no. Unum de oye. Wakwose say fake dollars was a deal. They know dey here as an crofaz an bi. No was stand on that big table so bundle be ni o. We not say dollar pa me ska do we ska. Me dey den. What would them say? No say dey brag. E no kwa ka ho na ma sa ade we ni den. Escalate more. Na ni kwa sa Agrada akasa. E ni kwa sa okasa kura. So that's and as a medium, apart from all that, no, wouldn't say, Sad baby, I want as gold board. Master, how many balls no Ghana? Cocoa board, for a tough guy, gold board. And the gold board as son. What does it? Your board be small arms and one wine board. Your Ghana cocoa board, your wine board. But in the gold board, for from Abano, we're mother of all the balls. Because Cano, one at a walk.
I'm reading the statement again. I see. To clarify, this was simply a kind gesture to a fellow human being.
A kind gesture.
In line with my daily and lifelong custom of lending a helping hand to people.
Wow. Abochie,
Yeah.
He's justifying his action. That's not an apology.
Justify. It means what I will be. So that's
the impression.
It means watch dollars ni biama.
I get dollars na watch you. It's
dollar na watch ya. What's about waka? What's what me tie? E no waka no. What's say me suban ai wo me mu am tie. Enye bone o. Se wo ye yo. Na mo kwan ofa so wo ye no. Me ni aka so wo betena waka no dollars e no botuma. Wona nim.
Wona nim.
What dem chena say? Ndi wo ko say dem na okukuru $100 million, $1 de ma obi a. Obi am fa ho. But kwaya ofa so ade ba bonten abra fo soldiers no gu okom de wo mo 4 months ne bi pa adwuma o munya o te dem chena say me am to say akura me no ka say MC me din wom I don't know dey dey say e fama PC for because me PC no atwam because na 2012 2 times PC and am abaye ni to ayi na yes me dey na atwam dey o current no na dey ama no me ni problem it mba bi dwene me ho nkola no pa adwuma mo so mo mfala no online adwuma be na mo ko fele no online party no maboa mo sakin krofo. What is MP before omo sake omo, which I am happy. Mani aji say NDC aban e sake MP before no me ye me bi. President Kufo ba me head more nadmo. On buy no my 3 options: resignation, demotion, or transfer. Choose ban. Because fear na me jaya adwuma. Go that na me boss put of ni apam no. Ye pam na me so me jaye. Ye ko ba no san be fa e biem. Ye ba adwuma mu Akufo do ba e say cream. Ono mo start we adwuma akoma dan na do akɔhye pando wurawura. Omo transfer to me de me ti anye transfer yi madi na me de call court na me call win case no me na it took me 3 years to win this case and so they reinstate me back it means how dey na wo me mu e dey start here na ya fire omo na ya me de what did them tell say but ya fire omo na omo call na nkola na omo fam ho do a ye yi CEO so no omo kwan be na omo fa so omo ya adwuma mo so omo koye no online the best thing is a cocoa board
eti bibi so sabi je ye twena so a ebe o de pa ho
hono mom de before God man madika ka say enye masede
enye wasede and you can comment on that
and no so me ntimi ka say ye yi na dia be ya me de ana say enye me de because ye yi na dia me e de na menya afrim and I say ya yi na dia me enye de na menya afrim because me na na work carry na no me nya Prof a me ko me sabio me ko leke butu o sa ne ma no me nya bi da what did them channel say but o share me no chemi ska meje because I can remember mu yempo ska o dey say Yɛbɛyi na di yɛnyi na di na ɛbɛyɛ me de ɛnyɛ me de no nya mmianum no kure ne nka me da dwono
me da say Shaman Justice Alpha and I to some no Eddie Komodo. I don't come over the pa. Say, me on Facebook and I'm go PA. Sam George, the Facebook war. Now, moment go tie Sam George, I can't father act on home. We fall, we learn, we rise. A comrade who has stood with many and continues to do so. You may have issues with who he gave to and what he gave out, but let's be fair to the young man. Since I have been appointed, Sammy is the most troublesome person on my phone looking for jobs for party people. It is he who he is. I can relate with all the attacks, but Sammy, Genfi, keep your head up. Respond to the query, but always know that you have the respect and affection of many. And to just somewhere, some jata jot, any comrade, what about you at Facebook? Has it any tendency of feeling remorse for the action? Chairman.
Offer, me was the breaker, and I had very deep things that I wanted to reveal here.
Sure.
But this is the first time meeting my brother here.
Yeah.
Certain utterances is how you know, but when me respect a lot, and for that reason, for his sake, meet me and can say me.
Oh, are they?
No, I know what I'm talking about. Into the Indian Hosa, but look at Sam George speaking. Mm-hmm. This is a gentleman, combination of him, Felix Fosukwache, the same Sam George. They ran the former government down with lies and throw. Sami Jefi ya no ka say Samira Baomi akwa there's V8 bakwa the cosmetics gum. It came out to ba say na nya no kure e ma obawe pa acho. What you say? Obawe pa acho. Sami Jefi kura the din troto naposo e ma napo di no court mo woni case afide no napo woni ya no na machire e pa acho. Oh, iti there's some George actual no. It's much of disrespect to Ghanaians. As I saw do buo ma Ghana for because if you Ghana for yon huri anim kosuro enu mo na ho hwe offer nsem we akoso yehu e friend say guy the asemato no e friend say
Sami Jefi, yeah.
Sami Jefi offer enya asema fiance CEO is going on all over the place. Mahama appointees ni that's what they are doing. The other talk a man girlfriend talk. You will see the man girlfriend see within this 5 months under power.
I'm breaking news there is a breaking news, and this is on a letterhead from Tiger IPI, Africa's leading private investigative team. This is a press release on the 11th of May 2025. Our victory is in the judgment and not the award. As Ghanaians may recall, a couple of weeks ago, an American jury found Kennedy Ejapon guilty of maliciously defaming my character. Consequent to the finding by the jury, an amount of $18 million was awarded in my favor against Kennedy Ejapon. Following the award, Kennedy Ejapon filed a motion for remittiture, asking the judge to reduce the amount awarded against him. Thus, inherent in his motion, Kennedy Ejapon admitted to having maliciously defamed me. Today, the trial judge granted Kennedy Ejapon's motion for remittiture and reduced the initial award to $500. This means that while the judge held that Kennedy Ejapon had defamed me in his reasoning, the award against Kennedy Ejapon by the jury was excessive. Many avenues of redemption accrue to me, but it is important to state, as I previously did, that this fight has not been about the money, but rather fight for truth and justice. I am happy that not a single allegation was proven against me in the court when Kennedy Ejapon was given full opportunity to substantiate. I will continue in my relentless fight against corruption, and in doing that, continue to name, shame, and jail. Signed Tiger IPI. Lecture dated 11th May 2025. Now has caught the attention of Sompa 106.5 FM. And today, and also Abochie mini. Pacho, into Ubetimi Atwaso.
And trouble this young man, Sammy Jefi, Eddie, after 24, at the own way or so. You see, as a karma, or try to or the interest can know the amount. And it should be a lesson to all of them. Near the break also among His Excellency President Mahama and the appointees, they are doing a lot. You know, and we get a lot of information. Obi girlfriend, Obi Adamfo. They are the system. The award down Abochie, we know. Within these 5 months, here, power you. Until say,
within these 5 months,
I'm telling you,
you are saying say a bit more than Abochie.
Yes.
Within these 5 months, what were done Abochie?
Now, have you seen what is going on? What I'm saying is that the young know at the tip of the iceberg. At the tip, and into me, boldly me, President Mahama, on punish young man ye necessary as a deterrent to the rest. Because Sanyema came at the heels of the warning to them about a week ago. Oma to send and 70 now good as bemu. One fanya juma. Oma fanya juma because some the juma and at least common sense will have prevailed. And said I bra kan you know. I don't know about years for Ghana. Now I come be dollars. As an ordinary constituency chairman, my constituency for in I don't give money in public. Never. Even 5 CDs. Either phone way ATM, Momo phone.
And we have our phone the chair. We have our phone the chair.
Send away when your password now. About you to him.
Yeah.
When you have Okama 7 boa, me say frame after the program. Nyanka also has an noti ho. It be not tracker mo ape se me na me drive ya me do bia me kwa so be na drive me me ko na myself because the measurement pen se obi obi bo na won so go nipa na ni ato so enti me ko be do na obi asaka se 10 cities 100 500 was aka osika na panimu ti se wo I mean can you even imagine mo over ye na nkata ye ni ntwe adwen ko se asem we CMPP abreso with nanado appointee 2024 akaseme na Sammy Jefi Benka akaseme na ohwa anka
but catch me producer say more modern here but I know Sammy Jefi will not talk on kasa
no say obakasa on kasa that's not the issue say obi dey buy no kan say that time no sister that power kasa and the answer dey buy Beka no he doesn't have to speak then dey buy Beka show apology be or dey buy that's even smacks of insincerity.
But also Cecilia da party and the buy, you know. A choir president sure letter be at the buy said or wishing all the best on corner on cooperating with investigation mano. Would you say, sir, dear Chief of Staff Moye and by extension the President John Dramani Mahama and no seems to have carried more weight in terms of say
which one carried more weight?
The current one. The current one. Okay. Don't you think say no I say
President Mahama then why issue tell me. Maybe you know something I don't know. Then President Mahama why you ask him.
He has been summoned to appear before
and they think that you think and then association
by his own government too.
Wait you cannot nana don't go for there no. Also, one case one muto and I know. Or show letter say Uncle Transi no cooperative with
the security. No wishing all.
I mean, how do you even say the my friend of Jubilee House no is a way to change that one. I mean, they don't even compare. It is say I'm to say even I can say Sammy Jefi on step it down. No mum fan call friends Yoku and I say special prosecutor what. Now uncooperative with them. That makes
but of course yes, the quantum of money involved no so
Tiger Eye letter now.
Yeah.
Or say it's not about the money, it's about the attitude. And yes, you can know nipa no student in the bank. It is sometimes assembly to be see investigate assembly now. Assembly say you we could be nipa no worry but they want to know the motive. of the Odibon.
Wait a minute, but me fan 20 for him. What's up, kind of brofo? Wait a minute for Bislamo. I Tiger IPI, a nice issue, no. Any Canadian point issue, no Sabri. One more the about a year. But the idea can buy another say now America court no now we're finding Canada Japan $18 million against Adiama announce because Zambia Kennedy edited to announce no court regime to say answer me na enye no kre know say omagune ni din ho finti no ya bona kase ti we na kan susu mu hu ye na mo si da bi ono mo de achop akọ say sika na mo kan de $80 million ndi de so eno mo de achop akọ to court n'anim era sabri court no so aja tuma say sika ye de abo ye Kennedy pon so ntua $500 from $18 million to $500 and anas say ono de wedi nkunim na nye sika no eno eska wo hwehwe ba say the court na di ama no say Kennedy nsemo a wo de toto fo o de toto so nyina no enye do kro anas de no waka. Okay, so this is from Anas. Yes, so I am quoting Anas. I agree with you. Yeah, I am quoting Anas. Prof no ni asem bia me no mbacho mu crowd na mu yeah that's o de na make bi okay me pa che say de na che say Kennedy Japan de idwanto akopa achew and American court system no enye basa sa o say ya kese obi ntua $80 million and no enye course ya wodo obi. I don't want us to go into the details of it. And now proposals and I producer for Rafa Japan mami. Okay, that's fine. Proposals are now and then a demand are now almost demanding. Oko no could demand say about $80 million. And then she say a award the amount. Any one offer say $80 million to 500. And to office a quarter minimum second Japan, if you want to $5 million, go with me to you. Now from 18, if as some merit to mupa, and from 18 to I don't want to get I mean yeah, because what I'm having here is $500. It's not even $5 million exactly or $500,000 because that's what I'm having here. Or even $5,000. But we are trying very hard say on this particular issue about bunting. So that's what it is. The offer Prof the woman say Zami Jemfia Semino say na menu account yen you bet you am commentary on my candidate President Mahama, this is in first test. On children non pass it. Na yenya GDA o ni mu. Na so Felia aba yedebo techino yedebo boba manuasi. Now unim the immediate 12 million there no so say. They say we in a tight corner. And I John hunu din sa na onye din ho. Na adwunu mu na kuma mu edin papa. John Mahama. Yes. We din slow calm but na kuma edin. Among for share so o fa no say we din tino wetuma fa no do mu a we enfom so kese pa ojon nti the Americans in fact won bi ni Victoria Hamad de Abuga Pele mu prison o ko ye won wetuma ma o instance bebra na ban mu won twe ma what the mission say nti we no aba no o tight corner nema mienu number 1 so o kase o ma ye hwehwemu sa mi je mfinye enfom so bia it won ko no kwaya na juma a problem wasaka say sami jemfi ade na oyeye no antwa yie wonko tena fie na empe obi from an yaye eno so ye problem na mom problem ni mi no ba ku bi be boa NDC aban pa e wa branch hye jo mama aye hye se wo ekun kita hye ne pro ne kankan enti de na be boa pa wo hwe se na esi Sompa MPP clearing agent sisi da party we na de fan wakele no oba akunta man wonyam fum so bia wakele no ye dede e man crofo tirim ti at the moment a obeka se sami je fi nyam fum so bia nkwa na djuma pe ono so akojoin clearing agent caucus onu podi na obe port director abe assemblyman or clearing agents ena so ka se onko tena fie enya yeso so a eno no so no another issue but eno no mombeboa kire say oye obi a wode ne nan asifom ena wo ye adwuma meka we no nkire say ye pam sami je fia me de anase ma ne tena ho ebe me de ebe me de if you say wonya obi a ase mene no sheda wo do mene na ya adwuma ma mfa say my communication officer region we be me boss communication do the time na me ni ho
but still we my boss but once we be oh baby I would dinner go there echo menini ni sheda ni sa twaka no but my observe no closely very very closely party headquarters and other places
and then wo hu no
sami je fi ade amahu ni say wo adoye akoma because netwa so in every office no was an form say cream wo hwe dom e be ko ne car ho o da say be a rush o gonna bo come there say we be make sure say nipa 20 kura no waka no a at least wanya wo kura 50 Ghana na 100 Ghana bia obetimi da kope o dokuru bia didie o de be ma obia ma appreciate this ade no at the same time nkrofo so complaining e bi so mo ko mo ha wo hwe o manim kura we kire say nipa enye bibia na obe ya e be satisfy nipa wa ye bi wa be kasa ma party no wa boa party na power ya hye na numunyam on record uko bie Ghana archive mumire bi ebeba we had the kosoruba from our record so say Ghana Gold Board the first CEO Sami Jefi numunyam de man nananom ne ma o be di akire etinu mienu nyina no bebi ebeko bia no meme de wonfa no as you got the same for wonfa no kwan papa so o ta say na fiye wo mo maka no ensua bibi mfiri de ekoso no boso me nan pe o mususu rache but Mr. Disa na NMC ko no amenua boso me nan we no sa mrante na jo mama package wo mo gurumu wo mo se bia o ba be dache empadifo no ya de a mani giye pa se bia sa na man betuma koso because me be batwam ya TND 33 years na ewi abambo so we kan wa time na ya bai afi ye ko eto ba ministers no mo call last you know the same microphone as point to mo biem everybody as have point to mo biem everybody me two was be 59 years and this 33 years who different me age maka say nese 1992 na me was saying na me chuna me na so kwasi adwuma ni nyina ho de start here edi party na chi asom abe branch chairman sa de abedu sa be so nya bibia wo muda eti nana amrante no momu no because omo builde me e bi at the age of 40 and am so ko nya DC bi anase bia board bi anase bi kura e bia na ne me tenkran no kame ko rent dan wo kame so me dan 2 bedroom bitim eti nana o master ti group youth no e manage ye de na o mo de mistake a momu de o mo nya mistake na mo mamu trimu nya mo de say mo ho ofe mo nyansa mo woche obia ana mo nim de mo woche obia na sa djuma mo aya che obia me ma ya djuma de 3 years wa be jon car 2 kuma se ndc na me comfort na mu ebi bo ho osuhum ebi bo ho yekonongo ebi bo ho ajiso wa be bo ho achimota ha ya aba be du na de abenya CEO ana se board bi chairman ya na ka che me se wa ya djuma che obi nti no obe ma otrimu aya ode no akotena office wa atrace obe abuse office no a so no because we say you know I dey be hunting forever empepam free Ghana record mu abuka pele ni kwa mpepam prison o makoko eni Victor Solomon mu dia ono kwa de fa o de ko wuye na se fo nyina ene ye kan asem bia timi de kwa reference o Victor Solomon kura we say ko prison we so entimi mpepa eto e kire se nkola na o maka no o mu dia kire na ya mo mu sa positions no o mu make sure say o me sha o mu so no ma sha o mu su ye o mu susu masika no ndi o mu kan so that say na djuma no momu no eba ene di sika de be den ebeba so man nya ne sa no me o maju say o mu de ahomaso ene ayi be betratra mu no ma ko office o obi e panyin mu obesum party no 20 years ya ma appointment me ba na say akra manya appointment no mo trimu ya oda I can assure them say wo mu nyina be tete ato because say na no ko no me ka ji hobi 1 year say na me si hu ne ama no o ma nya botra afi pepe bibire be tete ato because ahomaso nyankobo ba do kura kan wo se o ma wo so a me bre wase se o bre wo ase a me pajawo ahobrase ne se o me ma adwuma na ho fama no atimi wo mo dan sika no do mo ma sika ne di wo mo kan a e do me ba fom o ma fa sa ahobrase na mba no mo de sa hanta ene ahomaso ewe na odukọ tena mo officer me ma o ma ti asese mpanifo e bi bre e no mo build party ne si wo no mbeto ye because u tika ke mi ya sam jevi age NDC 33 years ya uti firi mo that time na de 2 no kura no menim se de na ositiye ende nyango pa ye wadom wa benya no munyam kese eti wo se ko nya abotre no otumi tutu ne nema yie we e ba nso mo maka no me de afutuo na me de ma wo o mo so nya abotre no mo tutu mo nema yie se be ya de to sa me jefi no enti no bi because million no MP before the chairman to we go koso ba form sa asem we ye yi sa be agi jemfi adi kura na afi no meka ne kese ya yi na di kura de abobo enti we de an sa record we de enti me pepa election year
they will use it against us. Say they use Sicily Dapane, Chabon to be good in the Manamo TV so a tia woman, almost be used to the attire. Nemo say Bia me can't be ma. A bema attack no the Bebano, a besusu. Never in this again to my pafra.
Sompa 106.5 of artists, Yeniabema Alpha Justice, and he didn't come more. Papa, kind of great. He says this to the point. Without fear or favor, he's an NDC person, but he doesn't look on just as some way be NDC in team. I mean, can say? And Ghana for age writers can be fisa can be boy pa. Oh sorry,
Medina is
Alpha Justice.
Oh, Alpha no bade na toso. Justice. Na se mambe justice wo hanuma. Number 2 papa so I said
Alpha no Yakupon Abodi ni and a justice Yakupon a justice person. You know, I'm not so surprised.
All right. Baby come say yeah bedding come obi sisi sa come every US aba to dwe. Ye ko na ye ne Safo Kwesi Ohene Honorable Kennedy Japan offers here no na yenene edin komo about this particular issue about because we've heard from Tiger Eye and of course we must also hear from the camp of Kennedy Japan. Media bema yaba kwa baba Sompa 106.5 FM so.
Media also media bema. Also nyame adom bia ho ye.
God.
Me ma we bia adwo organ.
Yeah.
Me din dia Ohene Kofi Safo.
Ohene Kofi Safo, producer take note.
Kofi Safo. Me bema antine frame Kofi no.
We bema antine ya kwabra for the enyem bema ho.
No David. Wa from Kofi for mo maka nyina ma.
Na Kennedy akompra kwa Japan o Kofi ana o kwabra.
O kwame.
Oye kwabe etu onya be ma ho.
Me say on say Nyankopon edika bo nipa. Uti obo nipa no Kofi no boy.
Yeah.
Nti me Kofi no di wiase share nsa. O se mi ndi wiase so. Nti wo ye kwabena, wo ye kwaku, wo ye kwame, wo ye kwese, wo ye hwan a ofiri me mu ne bae. Nti wo ye nana. Emam aha.
Yo. We ba cho ye nya krata bi e kran sesia na krata no fi Tiger IPI ho. Na wo kira womo edi nkunim ewo court ho na odi nkunim no court no ka ebrabia eye court no edi judgment bi kotia eye Honorable Kennedy Japan also muntia $18 million no say was Honorable Kennedy Japan as the court na akopa court no cho say sika no so nti anka be anka judgment no mo nte so na ontua enti court no in its wisdom no award a cost of $500 against Honorable Kennedy Japan. And this abre, what the abase, or do the wedding kunim nan someone Honorable Kennedy Japan, editor to no so nyinano and yanokre.
Sompa FM.
Mama minchia na minchawa hefoni etifu nyina. Sompa de wa ni pese fie intino. Samene sompa kasa dia me bia no se minya emre na me sompa kasa. Me lokasa me wadwumam. And so sompa nti o se me kɔhye baabi na metimi ne sompa ekasa on ewi ase on ese yabo so yi nipa bone ne na so ya abo abone a o ya abo abone to se obi wo afiri ase na o yi nipa bone ne te so obi wo afiri ase nipa kakra bi eno mba wi so mutimi sesa e free omne ya omoye ho. You see court benedika award is $80 million na Tiger Eye for ekano and then court US court omo odi asembia kokota judge no appointed jury ne omo omba betena se tie nsem no ma omo tu judge ne fo say senior pese ana se tie nsem no mo aha ne ndi adwene say ekosi so jury ndi om decision ba anya final of the council decision from the court or the judge. Jury no edom ruling ne bae no Oman kasanim alas nas lawyer ni Honorable Ken lawyers enim na judge ne bo sa jury decision ni guye because you know em omotia say adwuma o de share omunsa anasa guidelines omo de mom say omumfa enni so mfa nye ade no enye sa ne ma no ye nti omonim na court no judge no ebo jury no ruling de guye nti obogu ye na judge no 30 days and so the ruling beba 30 or more days and then judge need the ruling number a fine court be no no can side the court say scanner say $80 million na jury no our day no almost on court is no intimate say scanner you see oh yes yeah you are not helping me train caption na o man side beba omni crusading guide ne Kevin Taylor no ma o sha say be twist and tron like am hu yi say first on no say akoy video court dan no say we win sa about send from $80 million they about $500 me na be masade we sound wasum from $80 million let's say about $500 just can come here meet
me ba so entino metie me read ade no me ma adwemu na kakra but let me quote what Anas says in his release about the Abonting. I see today the trial judge granted Kennedy Japan's motion for remitted and reduced the initial award to $500.
Then judge no who intia or awarded $500 no from 80 million to 500 million or sound wasum. I'm not supposed to be Ghana for United say Nema and in the for Kuba Konomo Kevin Taylor or might be no form. Of course, Ghana for United to sell mana.
But let me find out from you, Minia Kofi.
Where your court Nansa ruling. I own our day as some control on our can and a court name say on our can a go anymore say. And Jama a Duma now ye old so ye normal BBC Al Jazeera and Sanimania because on our can I could show what is a watchman na you enmity. Won't mean yourself money in Abio. And to know after on can a go moving. The court nation no more sad damages no. And according to the ruling, Nabasa or T or no can evidence of the coy, Uti also the and some okay. Oh, now I'm not no good in our car say Ghana, didn't Ghana judges no one person best come back and say, well, why a case at the tear Ghana, the Odi upon Jackraco quarter upon Jim Bedibim, and to one trusted Ghana court. So insist say, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Equa J bribe to look as Nyantechi, what could go. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, anyone say, oh, U.S. court. What good Ghana court? Oh, anyone say, oh, U.S. court. What good Ghana mine and send assay, oh, U.S. court. Court no share one yama or the coy share or Nabukan Yamunano. Almost some Yama or canon say now Kenya in the CNE. And now filing fee crowd file essay, and John can tell $500 and for more. The Fato Kasubi. $500 for me, never send me, you say, me send me, my name lawyer, Casas, I may send this Karama lawyer and see what you. You have more now can into bottom chassis can me chassis can. Of course, Ghana for Sabi in Niagara from the city. How on the Bakuba on the
Media Kofi. I had a paper some Metia. Or say, did no Cressa Kennedy Japan a filing a motion of remetita.
Sompa FM.
And no crack.
And you know, Cressa,
open no creatia.
Yeah,
beginning no. Some cocoa na cotton. We say on can lawyers near Anas lawyers no in share. Some person settle out of court settlement, omit my out of court settlement. And on can lawyers ne say lawyer say, sa 80 million or more pen, omuntia. But the figure on can cost be around say 100,000, say $50,000. If our son should be corrected. And the two lawyers, no, two parties, ni CIR, or Anasa pay 80 million, or now can lawyers no meet me to ya. Can't be a advance $50,000 as $100,000, no. And I almost said that be almost penny. And the court. This is the time, this is the only time I judge didn't rule in Aba. And to motion ben on can lawyers go file.
So the earlier communique from Anas
me say and sa you need jury no at the end judge jury name Anas lawyers no can lawyers name na judge nka say jury no anye asede o de share almost someone no enti no ade on some kan nyina no waboagu jury indian waboagu enti emrebe no judge didn't ruling by ya on can go file for them Anya no kremi na bema. Anya no kre.
But no kreso say judgment na e ba e ne de. Judgment no agya